Once upon a time, in the vast and diverse animal kingdom, the natural order of things had always been defined by the cycle of predator and prey. Carnivores would hunt and devour their herbivorous counterparts, while herbivores would graze peacefully, always watchful for the looming threat of the natural enemies. This delicate balance had sustained the animal world for eons, but as the years passed, the scales began to tip, and the existence of many species was threatened. The problem arose when certain predators started to become more and more aggressive, hunting their prey to the brink of extinction. Entire populations of herbivores were wiped out, leaving the ecosystem dangerously unbalanced. The animals, sensing the impending doom, began to cry out for help, the desperate pleas echoing through the lush forests and sprawling savannas. Finally, the ruling council of the animal kingdom, made up of the wisest and most respected elders, convened to address the crisis. After days of intense debate and discussion, they arrived at a radical solution, a new law that would forever change the way the animals lived and interacted with one another. The law, known as the Farming Act, decreed that all carnivorous animals were to cease their hunting ways and instead take up the practice of farming. They were to cultivate crops and tend to herds of livestock, providing for themselves and their families through the fruits of their labor, rather than the blood of their prey. The herbivores, in turn, were to contribute to this new agricultural system, lending their expertise in plant cultivation and animal husbandry to their former predators. Together, they would work side by side, creating a harmonious and self-sustaining system that would ensure the survival of all. At first, the announcement of this radical new law was met with a mixture of disbelief, confusion, and outright resistance from the animal kingdom. The carnivores, accustomed to their role as apex predators, balked at the idea of becoming farmers, while the herbivores eyed their former hunters with a wary distrust. However, the elders were resolute in the decision, understanding that the future of the animal world depended on the success of this bold experiment. They set about implementing the new system, providing guidance and resources to the reluctant animals, and slowly but surely, the transformation began to take shape. One of the first animals to embrace the Farming Act was a mighty lion named Scar. Renowned for his fearsome hunting prowess, Scar had long been the scourge of the antelope and zebra herds that roamed the grasslands. But as the law came into effect, he found himself faced with a choice: continue his predatory ways and risk the extinction of his prey, or adapt to the new reality and become a farmer. After much deliberation, Scar decided to take the leap. He gathered a group of his former hunting companions and set out to establish a livestock farm, carefully tending to a herd of docile wildebeests and gazelles. At first, the transition was challenging, as the lions struggled to adjust to their new roles as caretakers rather than hunters. But Scar's unwavering determination and the support of the herbivore community soon paid off. The wildebeests and gazelles, sensing the change in the lions' behavior, began to trust their former predators, and a symbiotic relationship blossomed. The lions provided the herbivores with protection and resources, while the herbivores supplied the lions with a steady source of food. As news of Scar's success spread throughout the animal kingdom, other carnivores began to follow suit. Wolves, tigers, and bears all set aside their hunting instincts and embraced the new farming lifestyle, learning the intricacies of crop cultivation and animal husbandry from their herbivore counterparts. One such example was a group of wolves led by the wise and compassionate alpha, Balto. Hailing from the snowy tundra, Balto and his pack had long been the scourge of the caribou and moose herds that roamed the frozen wilderness. But with the Farming Act in place, Balto knew that his pack's survival depended on their ability to adapt. Gathering his wolves, Balto led them to a secluded valley, where they set about building a sprawling farm. Under the guidance of a herd of musk oxen, the wolves learned the art of cultivating hardy grains and vegetables, as well as the delicate task of tending to the livestock that would become their new source of sustenance. At first, the transition was not an easy one. The wolves struggled to curb their natural hunting instincts, and there were moments of tension and conflict with the herbivores they had once preyed upon. But Balto's unwavering leadership and the shared goal of survival brought the two groups together, and soon, a thriving community emerged, with the wolves and their herbivore neighbors working side by side to ensure the success of their farm. As the seasons passed, the new farming communities began to take root across the animal kingdom. Elephants, giraffes, and rhinoceroses lent their expertise in plant cultivation to the carnivorous farmers, while the herbivores in turn learned the art of animal husbandry from their former predators. One such collaboration was between a pride of lions and a herd of zebras in the vast Serengeti. The lions, led by the majestic lioness Nala, had once been the scourge of the zebra herds, but now they worked together to build a thriving farm, cultivating a diverse array of crops and tending to a herd of hardy goats and sheep. Nala, who had once been a fearsome huntress, now found herself immersed in the rhythms of farm life, learning the intricacies of planting, harvesting, and animal care from the zebras. In turn, the zebras, who had once lived in constant fear of the lions, now saw them as trusted partners and protectors, working together to ensure the success of the shared enterprise. As the years passed, the transformation within the animal kingdom became more and more evident. The once fierce predators had traded in their hunting skills for the tools of the farmer, and the herbivores, who had once lived in terror of the natural enemies, now worked alongside them as equals. The impact of the Farming Act was felt far and wide, as the once threatened species began to thrive once more. Herds of gazelles and wildebeests roamed the savannas, their numbers no longer decimated by the relentless hunting of their predators. Caribou and moose herds flourished in the tundra, their populations bolstered by the wolves' newfound commitment to farming. But the true testament to the success of the Farming Act was the emergence of a new generation of animals, born into a world where the ancient cycle of predator and prey had been forever transformed. These young animals, raised in the harmonious communities of the farms, knew no fear of their former natural enemies, and instead saw them as partners and collaborators in the great enterprise of sustaining life. One such young animal was a lion cub named Kian, the son of Scar and a graceful lioness named Nala. Kian had never known the thrill of the hunt or the terror of being hunted. Instead, he had grown up amidst the bustling activity of the farm, learning the intricacies of crop cultivation and animal husbandry from his parents and the other farmers. As Kian reached adulthood, he quickly emerged as a natural leader, using his strong will and keen intellect to help guide the farm towards even greater success. He worked tirelessly alongside the herbivores, forging deep bonds of trust and friendship, and together they overcame the many challenges that came with maintaining a thriving agricultural community. But Kian's true passion lay in the realm of innovation and problem-solving. He spent countless hours observing the workings of the farm, identifying areas where improvements could be made. Whether it was devising new irrigation systems to maximize crop yields or designing more efficient enclosures for the livestock, Kian's tireless efforts helped to push the boundaries of what was possible in the world of animal farming. As Kian's reputation spread throughout the animal kingdom, he became a symbol of the transformative power of the Farming Act. Young animals from across the land flocked to his farm, eager to learn from his expertise and to be a part of the great agricultural revolution that was sweeping through the animal world. Under Kian's guidance, the farm flourished, becoming a beacon of hope and prosperity for all who lived there. The once fierce predators and their former prey worked side by side, their differences forgotten as they united in the common goal of cultivating a bountiful and sustainable future. And as the years passed, the impact of the Farming Act rippled outward, inspiring other animal communities to follow suit. One by one, the old ways of hunting and preying were abandoned, replaced by the cooperative endeavor of farming and animal husbandry. The animal kingdom had been forever changed, and in its place, a new era of harmony and abundance had dawned. The threatened species were no longer under the threat of extinction, and the delicate balance of the ecosystem had been restored, with each animal playing a vital role in the great tapestry of life. And at the heart of this transformation was the humble farm, a place where the once unthinkable had become a reality, where predator and prey had come together, not as adversaries, but as partners in the great work of sustaining the natural world.